Rock and Roll Geek Show 661.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, October 12th, when I'm recording this intro. This is a bonus episode. I did an interview yesterday morning. So this can be a short bonus episode. I did an interview yesterday with CJ Wildheart, who I've had on the show many times, and I like the man a lot. He has a new song out called Robot. He's doing another PledgeMusic. If you are a longtime friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and if you listen to my top 10 or 14 or whatever it was last year, my favorite albums of the year, his last album, Mabel, was my #1 album, my favorite album of last year. So I'm looking forward to the new one. I have already contributed to the Pledge campaign. The album's called Robot. And I pledged for the Robot hot sauce and the digital download. So for $21, I got some limited edition Robot packaging of the hot sauce, and I got a download of the new album that's coming out in like 122 days or something like that. I will post a link where you can pledge for this record on the show notes at rockandrollgeek.com. Well, CJ came on yesterday. I talked to him yesterday morning and talked about this song and the project, the PledgeMusic project, and who he's going to be playing with and things like that. We talk a little bit of food, and I don't know, it goes about 15, 20 minutes, something like that, and then I'm going to play the brand new CJ Wildheart song called Robot. It's a great tune. It's super rockin', has Wildheart's feel to it as well as CJ Wildheart feel, and the chorus is extremely catchy. I think you'll like it if you listen to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I think you will like this. I'm stumbling all over my words, so I'm just going to shut the hell up and get right into the interview that I did yesterday with CJ Wildheart, friends. Hey, CJ Wildheart, thank you for coming on the Rock and Roll Geek Show again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's always a pleasure, mate.
I just now pre-ordered the new CD, Robot, along with some Robot hot sauce.
Well, thanks a lot. I mean, I know you're a fan of the hot sauce, so
yes.
I hope the sauce is as good as the album.
I'm sure it's going to be pretty close. Did you? So it's Sunday night there. What did you have for dinner tonight?
Actually, I haven't eaten yet.
Oh.
So, to tell you the truth, I've been doing baby stuff today, and then I had my phone in my pocket, and I didn't have it on ringer, and I completely forgot I was doing interviews today, and I got home, and it's like, oh my god, I forgot to do all these radio interviews.
Oh, nice. Well, I won't take up too much of your time.
No, I've actually managed to catch up. It's really good. I had my manager going nuts at me, and it's like I've managed to catch up. So it's like everything's good now. But I'm going to have dinner at some point tonight. Who knows?
You going to eat out, or are you going to cook?
I'm gonna. You know what? I've got some Sri Lankan food.
Oh, nice.
I love Sri Lankan food, and whenever we go to London, me and my wife take a couple of cool boxes and buy a couple of £100 worth of Sri Lankan food and fill our freezer up.
Huh.
And honestly, it's the stuff is like there's like 6 places I know in London which sell this type of food, and nowhere else in the country can you get it. And the stuff's like gold dust, man. It's just
what is Sri Lankan food? Is it lamb?
Yeah, it's mutton and beef. It's all lots of curries and very, very spicy. It's like imagine Indian food with like diamonds and gold dust sprinkled on it. It's just a different level, man. It's the stuff like the gods keep really quiet about. You know? Yeah.
I wish I was having dinner with you guys tonight.
Trust me, honestly, it just makes you feel amazing eating this stuff. It's great.
Yeah. So the album Robot, you're doing a PledgeMusic thing again. When's it coming out?
It's due to drop in like February. So
how much of it is done?
Right. I've recorded about half of it so far, but what I'm doing is it's like with Mabel where I recorded on my own. I'm recording the whole songs on my own with programmed drums, and then the songs are getting sent down to Dave Draper's place in Worcester. I'm working with Dave Draper and Lee Ray on this album, and Dave has a studio in Worcester, so I send everything down to him. He rebuilds up at his end, and then we replace all the drum parts with a live drummer, a guy called Jason Bowles playing drums.
Now, is that hard to do? Is that hard for the drummer?
No. I mean, it's lots of bands work this way. I mean, it's as long as I like recording to a click. So as long as your drummer can record to a click, it's so easy to do. I mean, it's not 1976 anymore.
Right. I've probably asked you this before, but when you record the stuff by yourself, what's the first instrument that you record?
A guide guitar. Well, I mean, I put scratch drums down, and then I put a guide guitar down, and then from that guide guitar, I'll program proper drums, and then I'll put all the rhythm guitars down, then I put the bass guitar down, and then texture guitars and vocals.
Scratch drums, it's just like a pre-programmed beat,
just a basic beat, so I can just play a guide guitar to it, and then I'll start building the song up.
Yeah. And then you'll do a scratch rhythm track. I'm guessing a scratch rhythm track, and then from there you do the drums.
I'll put like the proper drums down, like program all the proper drums, and then I put all the rhythm guitars down, then the bass guitar, and then all texture guitars and keyboards, and then vocals.
Okay, so you send it to the real studio, all completely done with the vocals and everything.
Everything. It's a completed song, and it's basically they'll open it up at their end, and they'll have this completed song, and then we'll replace the drums, and then we mix it basically.
So with the exception of drums, you're playing everything?
Yes, I'm playing everything again.
Nice.
Yeah.
And but you're going to be touring, so you're going to put a touring band together.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the guy I'm using on the album to play the drums, Jason Bold, he's actually going to be in my touring band. And then Lee Ray. Sorry, mate.
How would we know him? What from what bands?
Right, he played in a band called Pitch Shifter.
Okay.
And he's also played drums with Killing Joke, Pop Elite itself, host of bands. I mean, the guy's like a prolific player, and he's a teacher as well. And he's just one of those dudes, man. When you see him drumming, your jaw just hits the floor. I mean, the guy is so good, and it's just I was saying earlier on in another interview, I'm not exactly a kid, and my head is very rarely turned by musicians, because I've seen so many good players, but he just made me stop. It's like, wow, man, you're good.
Now those bands like Killing Joke and those kind of bands, they're more I guess you call the words I guess you want to say industrial, but not really. But that, you know what I'm talking about. Does it fit with the rock tunes? Because if you play like Honey Crack tunes and and more of the basic rock stuff.
Yeah, he can play anything. So, I mean, he does a lot of jazz and stuff like that. And I know he plays, he can do classical percussion and it's a bunch of stuff he can do. So it's not, drummers like Jason, you basically tell them what to play and they can play it. Yeah. So it's not like he has, he's a metal drummer. That's his chosen style.
Okay.
But if I want him to play like Stuart Copeland, he'll play like Stuart Copeland. If I need him to play like Ringo Starr, he'll play like Ringo Starr. So he's that versatile, and I need someone who's kind of going to play like that because of the way I record. Because I'm not recording with a band, I've got a lot more freedom, because I can do basically what I want to do, and it's I'm not held back by Yeah, sometimes when you work in a band situation, you're kind of you're kind of, you've got rules to play by, if you know what I mean. And when you work on your own, you've got all the time in the world and all the toys to play with, so the rules are kind of thrown out the window.
Yeah. Before I rudely interrupted, you were saying who all's in the band. Who else is in the band?
Oh, okay. Right. Lee Ray, who made Mabel with me, is a bass player, so he's playing bass in my band. And then I basically have a few guitar players in the hat at the moment. I don't know who's going to do it. All depends on availability. But I mean, I need a second guitarist who can sing. So, I always need that harmony. And I use a lot of keyboards when I record, but I'm going to use like a backing track with the keyboards.
Chris Catalyst in the mix for other
guitars?
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, yeah, he's like my number one at the moment. Okay, so, I mean, if he's available, I'll definitely use him.
Yeah.
Definitely use him. Yeah.
How much have you raised on the Pledge Music of your goal?
Oh, I hit 100% in a couple of days,
good.
Your 100% is basically what it costs for you to make an album. Right. That's what it should be. So the 100% isn't really. It's people put a lot of credence on this percentage, and if I could, I could have made my 100% £50.
Well, you got to make the 100% in order. Otherwise, Pledge Music. If you don't make the 100%, then it's out the window, right?
Yeah, I mean, but your 100%, it's not really, it's how many people pledge what matters.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because your 100% could be any figure.
A lot
of bands don't reach 100% because they put the figure too high.
Exactly.
And then some bands reach it in 20 minutes because it's nothing, and it's so.
All right, what was your goal? You allowed to say that?
In money wise?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it was like 50 cents, man. Come on.
Oh, there you go. I figured you'd say that.
I can't say how much it was. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I am going to say it was $750,000.
Wow, pretty good. That'll set you for a few months.
Actually, I can only record a track for that, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
Jesus,
right.
You know how expensive musicians are.
The Sri Lankan food ain't cheap, man.
It ain't cheap, man. Yeah, and my guitar strings are made out of spun diamonds.
Right. Yeah. Well, I love the new song, Robot. You got that one done, and how many other songs?
I've got another 4 in the bag, but only the Robot has the live drums on it. So
that's got full drums. Okay, good.
Full drums. That's Jason drumming. So I mean, when people hear anything off this album, it will have like live drums on it. So I mean, I've got another 4 in the bag, but they're literally just demos at the moment. So we need to mix and put drums on them, which we're doing in a couple of weeks. And then I'm working on another 4 or 5 songs now. I've just started recording a song called Fubar, which I'm recording now, and there's another one I started working on called Sasquatch, which is going to be, I think, the heaviest song I've ever.
All the songs written.
In my head, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, good. Well, that's good. So they're written pretty much. The Robot it combines everything you would want from CJ Wildheart or even Wildheart's. It has the hard rock, great riff, but then it goes to the super catchy chorus.
Pop,
pop. Which is Who doesn't love that? But the other songs that you've laid demos down, what are those styles? Are they similar?
I can say safely this album is actually going to be a little bit heavier than Mabel.
Oh,
so it's
I love the pop, but still, it's just okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's riffier. It's got more riffs in it. It's obviously having live drums is gonna, when you have like an engine like that behind your music, it's automatically going to sound a little bit more powerful than program drums. Although program drums are amazing these days, there's still an element you get from having a live drummer which you just don't get from a computer enhanced drummer. So I don't know if having a baby, when my son arrived and I had this traumatic upheaval to my life, which was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. But I wasn't, I was 46 and I had a newborn, and it was, oh my God. And this is where the whole robot thing comes from, because when you are a new parent, there's those first few months where you are regimented. You have to be. It's a routine. You cannot stray from it, and you've got to keep to it. And you know yourself, Michael, you're so tired, and it's
exactly.
just,
that's what I was going to say. You're walking around like a robot or a zombie.
Yeah, and that's where the song "The Robot" is literally, it's kind of I think once people see the video, which comes out tomorrow, it's kind of very industrial. It's on the line in the factory, and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. But the inspiration, the words, kind of it is about repetitive. Just that whole repetitive, monotonous, and but you have to be like that. And but this whole album is kind of inspired by me becoming a new parent, but it's heavier and a little bit more angry than Mabel.
What about hook wise? Is there going to be a lot of hooks still?
Oh, it's full of pop because I'm a pop man.
That's what's important.
It's really important. It's really important that when it doesn't matter how riffy you get or how many solos you get, you still need a chorus to pull
exactly. I mean,
so
even bands like Judas Priest, at the heart of it is a pop sensibility.
Yeah. Didn't someone have a song say it's all about the bass? But yeah, bass is important, but it's all about the chorus,
man. Exactly. Hey, all right. So before I play the song, I want to ask you about one Wildhearts thing. You guys just did a tour with the Wildhearts. Was it the 20th anniversary of PHUQ?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
What is how do you say the name of that album?
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what is it? It's probably a million people that said. What does it stand for? Because Ginger said partly heterosexual, ultimately queer. He's probably bullshitting, but was there just probably looking for? He's probably just looking for a clever way to spell fuck, right?
Yes, yeah, that's what I believe it was. Yeah.
Okay. Did you play on that album?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because didn't you leave the band? Like at one point did you leave?
No, I was sacked.
You got kicked out. That's right.
Yeah, it was a double album. So I play on Fuck, and I play on half of Fisher for Luckies as well, like Inglorious and all those songs, and Sky Babies. I play on all them. So it's it was after the double album was recorded.
When you guys did the album top to bottom, did you do the stuff from the extra stuff that was supposed to be on the double album as well?
Yeah, like Inglorious and Sky Babies, they're all part of the double album. Yeah.
So you did all those as the album would wanted to, as Ginger or you guys would want the album to have been sequenced.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, I bet people love that, man. That's
so. And then they didn't release the double album, and then the other album, the part which should have been part of the Fuck album was Fish for Luckies. Yeah,
that's probably my most beloved album from Wildhearts. Is that whole thing right there? The double album.
I'll tell you what, it was fun to play live. Me and Ginger were both, we haven't really connected much this year, me and Ginger, and he's waxed quite lyrical about, he's been quite open about how he felt about the Wildhearts before this tour, and but it surprised us all how much fun we had, and just how enjoyable it was just to do this album and to do this. We all had a really good time, and I'd be lying if I said I was expecting to have this good a time. I wasn't, and it was really, really, really special. It felt really good.
I wish I was there. The stuff that I saw online, it looked like it was very well received by the fans.
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. I mean, it took us by surprise, and it just goes to show, it doesn't matter what shit has happened and what bullshit goes on behind the scenes. At the end of the day, like it's about the chorus, it's also about the show, and we make a good noise, the Wildhearts, and it's the band that put me and Ginger in the position we are today, and it's when we're on it, we're all right.
And when you see all the audience singing "Don't Worry About Me," that makes it. I mean, that must have just made everybody on stage feel like $1 million when the crowd's doing that.
Right. I mean, we have such a loud audience, and they know the words to all the songs, so it's great. I mean, it's one of the reasons why people get into bands, isn't it?
Exactly. All right. Well, CJ, thank you so much for coming on to talk a little bit about Robot. Anything else to say about this particular tune before I play it?
I think people will be quite surprised how heavy it is, because it's quite heavy for me. And again, but the chorus pulls it back in. But I was looking for riffs, for this album, and it has that strut about it, and I'm really proud about this song because of what I'm singing about, and it ties directly into my life, what it was like, about 10 months ago when I was a new parent, and it's, you can feel it. You can feel that frustration.
Yeah. Is this the full-time gig for you now?
What, making music?
Yeah. I mean, any other?
No, I mean, I reckon I spend a good 6-7 months of the year as a musician, but no, I do my source, and I'm a part-time stay-at-home dad as well. So my full-time job is I'm a father. That's
exactly. Yeah. Well, that's overtime. All right. Well, yes. CJ, thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with me. I appreciate the song, and I can't wait for the whole album. And have a great Sunday.
Brilliant. Brilliant, Michael. You take care, man, and hopefully I'll talk to you again soon. All right.
All right, CJ. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye.
There you go. CJ Wildheart, always a very cordial fellow, and I really like that guy a lot. The heart, and in my opinion, the heart and soul of the Wildhearts. And when you hear this song, you know that there's other people involved besides Ginger in the greatness of the Wildhearts. Ginger, obviously a genius, but I think there might be more than one person with huge talent in that band. All right, here's a brand new song from CJ Wildheart, The Robot. Thanks for joining me, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Find the show at rockandrollgeek.com. Short episode, but this was a bonus. How many more ways can you reach me? All right, let me start over. rockandrollgeek.com is where you can find the website. You can email me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, or you can send me an MP3 or a show review to area code 706-621-ROCK. That's area code 706-621-7625. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. We'll talk to you later on in the week, friend. Here's brand new Ginger. Wait a second. Here's brand new CJ Wildheart, The Robot. Do yourself a favor. Go pledge like I did, friends, because people like this, they survive on your pledges. So, all right. Here's The Robot. We'll talk to you next time.
Waiting for a remedy, monotony, what you getting paid in. It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.